What's up, everybody? This is Alex Ayala, and I am very happy and proud to present to y'all my second album as a leader entitled Afro Puerto Rican Jazz. This album is about taking my music and my sound and my mission to the next level, both of the intensity and the complexity of the compositions and the message and the purpose behind my music. The compositions are far more complex and more intricate in this album than in the previous album. The previous album, titled Bambula, released in 2022, was more on the traditional side. I didn't mess a lot with the rhythms, and the compositions were fairly simpler, very beautiful, and also had a message and a purpose behind them. But overall, it was more on the simple side. This album is not that. The compositions are far more complex, more intricate, and I'm very big on having a balance between having one foot in the tradition and one foot on the modern, dare I say, avant-garde side. And that's really what I wanted to do with this album and with this music. And for that, I invited a few of the top musicians in New York City right now. On saxophones, alto and soprano saxophone, I invited Andrew Gould, which is one of the best saxophonists in New York City and on the jazz scene. One of his greatest attributes is that he's fluent in both jazz, modern traditional jazz, and also Latin jazz, Latin music. Like you'll find him playing with a variety of Latin jazz and Latin music ensembles in general. And when you are bilingual, musically bilingual like that, the sky's the limit. And I think he is a master of his instrument. And he brings that that bebop, modern avant-garde sound and attitude to the music. And I think that he played beautifully, and we really accomplished that with this album, bringing that element to the music. On drums, there's Fernando Garcia. He is a master drummer from Puerto Rico. He also played in my first album, Bambula. Fernando, he is a master of Afro Puerto Rican music. Like, he can adapt Afro Puerto Rican rhythms of bomba and plena into the drum set. And he's an accomplished band leader and composer as well. So he knows exactly what I'm trying to do with this music. He gets it, and he is not afraid of taking risks and thinking outside of the box, but also, being rooted when he needs to be rooted, and being traditional when he needs to be traditional, but also when it's time to open up and when it's time to think outside of the box. He does that really well, just like this. And I am very happy to have him on the album. He's my ace. The percussionist in this project is Victor Pablo Garcia. He's also from Puerto Rico, young drummer, young lion from Puerto Rico, and he is also fluent in many rhythms, not just Puerto Rican rhythms, but you'll see him playing on Broadway. You'll see him playing with the Cuban band. You'll see him playing with classical music. He can play anything. He's very versatile like that, and also he understands what I'm trying to do in the sense of the tradition, like playing the rhythm the traditional way, but also stepping outside of the tradition and going into the jazz world, quote unquote jazz world. And he's also bilingual like that. He can, stay rooted and being in the tradition, but can also step outside of that and open things up, and take things, wherever it is that he wants to do, he can just go ahead and do it. And I think that his attitude and his musicality as well is just top notch, and it's just an honor to have him on the record. The guest percussionist for this album is Nelson Matthew Gonzalez, which is, in my opinion, one of the top and premier Afro Puerto Rican music percussionists in New York City. He actually played percussion in my first album, Bambula. In this album, he's playing requinto, the requinto drum, which is the highest pitched drum in the plena ensemble. He's on 3D plena and bomba carambomba and a few more of the tunes as a guest percussionist. And he was born and raised in the tradition, and he brings that rooted traditional element of plena into the music. And I am very big on that because, you need to be rooted, you need to have that authentic element, that authentic sound and language, musical language of the plena, the requinto in plena. And he brings that to the music. And that's part of the recipe, having that balance of, the tradition, but also the other side, the modern, more jazz sound, and into the soup, into the asopao. I think overall the music, not just the music, but us as an ensemble, we are really taking that next step in developing our own sound and our identity as a group. And I've been very big on that. I've been very big on really develop that sound and that identity, and taking risks, not playing it safe, having one foot in the tradition, but also one foot in the modern, dare I say, avant-garde side. And I am very big on that. And I think that this is definitely the next step and the next level on that mission. I really can't wait for y'all to hear this music. I think you're gonna get a kick out of it, and I am pretty sure you've never heard Afro Puerto Rican jazz like this before. So be on the lookout. Alex Apolo Ayala and the Bambula Project, Afro Puerto Rican Jazz, out on all platforms. Thank you, everybody.